Hi, this is Emily Chkowski with Rock TV Sports. Today we are here with Coach Messmore. How are you doing today, Coach?
Doing great. It's great to be here.
And how's your season gone so far?
It's gone very well. We've had a lot of tough meets. Our competition schedule in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference is tough. By far, I would say that our average competition in this conference is the toughest that you're going to see in this state. But we really like that level of competition because we feel that it makes our swimmers better to face the toughest competition that they can find on a night-to-night basis.
And how many events are in a meet?
Well, it depends on what meet we go to. The standard event lineup has diving in the middle, and then we have a 50 free, hundreds of stroke, 200 free, 200 IM, the 500 free, and then we have 3 relays throughout the meet. We go to a few events where we'll have what we refer to as double distance, where we'll have all of those distances multiplied by 2, including some of the relays. And a lot of our swimmers are year-round or club athletes, and so they tend to like the double distance events a little bit more. And then we have some events, some meets where, say with Zionsville this past week, we decided to kind of change the lineup a little bit and do some different things with them. And so most of our events were actually sprint events. And so it just depends on certain nights you may see a shorter set of events or a longer set of events.
All right. And other than swimming, what kind of things do you do at practice?
Well, what most people refer to as working out, we call Dryland. And so some of our practices, it depends on what practice group you're in, but we kind of constantly have, it's probably similar to what a lot of other programs do, where we have groups coming and going in the water and in the weight room and in the gym at a lot of different times. And so some of our land work involves things, basic exercises just like sit-ups and pull-ups, running, jumping, things that are going to make you just in general more athletic. And then we've been working with all of our groups 2 to 4 days a week with Coach Laird in the weight room to try to, in general, just get stronger. And he's done a really great job in helping us make our program better this year.
And at meets, how do they score the meet?
Well, for the standard dual meet, there's a sort of an extra bonus for winning. And so the points would go 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 6th place, we have 6 lanes, and so 6 competitors in each race. 6th place would get 0. And then for relays, I believe it goes 8, 4, 2. And so only the top 3 relays score in any given one. And so when you go to championship meets, typically you have a larger field, and they usually score the top 20. And in those, there are usually bonuses for getting 1st or 9th, winning either the top 8 or the bottom 8. And so it just depends on the setup of the meet, but there's usually a standard sort of way to score any one of them.
And could you explain the difference between individual and team competitions?
Well, everything that we do as a Westfield High School swim team is a team competition. As we go towards the postseason, what will happen at sectionals, and swimming is a little bit unique in this, in that individuals advance to state. And so you can make a state cut. If you go to our sectional, what you're going to find is our sectional, we have Carmel in our sectional, and we have Noblesville and Westfield, and those 3 teams are every year usually top 15 to top 10 teams. And so we're going to have a lot of people that come from our sectional and move on to the state meet. So you'll make it in either by getting a state cut, so they make those cuts and they move from year to year based on the top 16 time at prelims at state. So it's kind of a moving average. Or you can win your event. And winning your event at our sectional typically means you're pretty much going to be in the top 3 or 4 at state if you do that. A lot of kids that have won their event at our sectional have gone on to win state even, just by being a product of swimming fast in a tough sectional. And so when we get down to state, we've taken a group of individuals, or in a case of a relay, they made the cut or they won, and we score points as a team with a group of individuals. And so it gets a little bit complicated at the end of the season, but in general, we're always looking to represent our team. And in the championship season, we're looking to get as many individuals as we can there to do that.
And after the postseason, do you go right into off-season training, or do you give the swimmers a break?
I am not really big on time off. I have been the club coach and involved in the club since I've been here at Westfield for about 8 years. And I think that the club swimming is a very big part of what they do and how successful they are in high school swimming. And so, in club season, their level of dedication is more up to them. And so there will be some individuals that take a little bit more time off, and some people the next day after state, they're in the pool working hard again. Indiana has kind of a unique setup where the swim season is in the winter. A lot of states do summer, or they do fall or spring. And the championship meets for club are in March, and they're in July. And so for kids that come out of the high school state meet that want to be good club swimmers, they have a period of a month, and then they have another set of championship meets. And so we really have to get back to work as soon as we can. And then we usually give them a couple weeks off in April. And so their time off as a swimmer usually comes in April and in August. And other than that, they're hard at work for the rest of the year.
And the school's schedule for swimming is kind of confusing. Can you walk through what your year's training schedule is like for a swimmer?
So for the standard swimmer, we have most of them would be involved in clubs starting from the beginning. A large portion, almost all of our swimmers are, though that's an optional part. We do have a number of our swimmers that just come in October, and they're allowed to do up to 3 preseason practices per week leading up to October, and a lot of them take advantage of that, and that helps them get tuned up. One of the tougher things about swimming is, with track or with basketball, you're constantly warming up. You're walking around the school. You can be jogging around after school to get ready for practice. With swimming, there's really only one way to get better at it, and that is by swimming. And so we try to give them as many opportunities, whether they're a club swimmer or not, to be in the water getting better. And so then once we start in October, we have a period of about 3 or 4 weeks before the competition season begins. And then once we get to mid-November, it's pretty fast and furious for about a 2-month period until we get to a period where we kind of back away from meets and just prepare for the championship season. So the swimmers that are going to sectionals and state, we have sectionals and state for girls and then guys for the entire month of February. So it'll take 4 consecutive weekends.
All right. And then at practices, do you ever do fun competitions, like cannonball competitions or anything?
Yeah, and part of the hard thing about swimming, in addition to being such a specific activity that's hard to duplicate in any other setting, is there's a lot of just staring at the black line back and forth on the bottom of the pool, and that is tough. It's tough mentally. The training that we do is tough physically, and you don't get a lot of social interaction. And so, we give the kids, and I typically try to find ways to let them earn their way to have fun. And so we may say, we could play a game today for half of practice, which is something that we'll do on Saturdays, if you guys do this on a set. So if you earn the right to play a game by performing very well, or if we get these few people to step up and do something exceptional in practice, then that's often the way that they get to earn the right to kind of socialize and have fun. But we're in a tough area where swimming is serious business in terms of athletics. This area of Indianapolis is unlike very many elsewhere in the country in how competitive it is. And so we want to make it fun, but we also want to create an environment that is pretty intense on a daily basis and gives them a chance to become as good as they want to become. But cannonballs are always fun.
And do you have a reigning champ of cannonballs?
Well, the reigning champ was actually a baseball player who came in and swam for a season, and we have probably the rafters are about 3 stories tall in the pool, and he was able to hit the rafters with his cannonball splash. He was pretty talented at that.
That takes talent.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, this championship season for swimming is a lot of fun, and the meets are exciting, and you have 10 to 12 local teams that are competing against one another, and we would really appreciate it for as many students as could come out to support us, because the environment is fun, it's loud, the crowd gets into it, whether you're at IUPUI, which is a great place to see a meet, or you're at Noblesville or Carmel. The more people that we can put in the stands, the more success we're going to have because we feel that energy from everybody.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, Coach. And this is Emma Luchkowski with Rock TV Sports.